Hello and welcome back to Terra Invicta. The last episode, we'd more or less designed our ships and we'd got our next counselor. And I want to start the episode by looking at these kind of AI ships floating around. We have with their stats, and you can see because it's water exotics, noble metals visuals. You can see that these ships are all using the burner drive, which the AI, is getting really good use of. As you can see with the kind of speed and the KPS, this is kind of what we're looking for on our ships as well. And we should easily be able to manage it because the AI can manage it. Even their stuff like their frigates is 21. So yeah, that's why the power of the burner drive. It just lets you have really, really easy freedom of movement, and you can get it so early. And yeah, it's really, really helping the AI move around. So there's something that we needed to do at the beginning of the episode. When I was editing, I was looking at, and Officer already has Inspire. This guy does not need UNESCO. In fact, UNESCO right now is basically not useful for us, so I'm going to get rid of it. And I'm also going to get rid of this one because we don't really need it right now. Because we're still really lacking money. We need to get back to positive money so we can continue buying orgs to level up our councillors, which is really frustrating that we're in that point, that we're out of money. I really thought it would last a little bit longer, all of our money. But it hasn't been. So what do we need to focus on now? Well, we know what ships we're getting. We're doing our techs. What we need is Japan, because that will give us way more mission control, and that will be really, really nice. Japan is 21 mission control. We have the space for it. Let's grab it.
We must persuade the people.
We also need to focus on these techs. Getting arc lasers as soon as possible would also be really, really nice. So there is a lot to do. So Maricia can keep trying to investigate the alien.
Reporting in. Where do you need me?
Alp is still like really low on investigation because we've been kind of taking away his orgs and stuff. He's never really like recovered, which is slightly frustrating. So yeah, but for now let's get rid of this one. Alpha 15. So use 64 ops. Or should we use... No, we'll do 64. Leah Abbott still has, like, not missed. She's been incredible at assassinating.
Acknowledged.
Out. Investigate the alien.
Standing by for orders. I'm here.
Use a little bit of ops, but not too many. Sydney advise, and yeah.
I will help.
Let us continue. Speed up the game. Yeah, the aliens love this spot here, and like finding patterns in the alien behavior like this can be really, really helpful. Oh, the aliens love this spot, so if I want to catch alien agents, I can just hang out in Guangzhou, and I'll just find stuff. Sydney is not at 25 science. Another thing, of course, we can do for Mauricia is we can get them cybernetic augmentations. But we have no money for that, and they're quite expensive, so for now we don't have that luxury. Oh, I've realised the music's off. My apologies, let's turn that back on. Okay. Okay, there we go, that's better. That was a bit odd. One of our last remaining orgs been stolen, and we still have this event going on. This is only 30% chance of failure, 50%. This continues to stalk Carrie Calliope. They've called an emergency meeting, resolving to deploy drastic measures. So we're going to rig up a module of explosives and detonate it once the specimen is inside. Let's do it. 4 things destroyed. Most sane crew members wanted nothing to do with it, but others were really, really excited. They set it up and blew up the whole thing. Unfortunately, it appears that the explosives were a little more powerful than anticipated. The specimen was indeed destroyed along with a significant chunk of Carrie Calliope. Okay, we win. The event is over. So now we can go to Carrie Calliope, rebuild all, and everything is fine. Did draw up all of our power, so Carrie Calliope is right now completely undefended. But to be honest, with the nice water sites we got on Mars later on, Carrie Cagliari, if you remember, is our kind of water volatiles one that I only mainly got because we were low on water and volatiles. But to be brutally honest, it's probably one of our least important bases of all of our
We
bases.
found nothing of note.
So, yeah. It'll be fine if it gets blown up.
Missed the target.
Leah Abbott failed, that's slightly annoying. We failed our investigate to see if Alpha 26 is any good.
We're winning their hearts and minds.
But Yen is succeeding, considering how she's had a bad track record at various steps of the game. It's nice to see. Yeah, she's doing very well. But most of our councillors are doing.
Wrapping up here.
We're in a really, really good spot.
We'll be ready
And the
for
aliens are
orders.
just not... Okay, cruiser battleships. These will unlock... These will now have tier 3 nose points, based on what I was talking about before. Which is a bit much for the burner drive to handle. I won't really be able to handle that big of a ship. Okay, more alien megafauna. They're just everywhere at this point. Parasite resistance. Okay, you can read the generic one.
We are now able to shield our people from alien influence, Chancellor.
We have completed the research parasite resistance objective. A certain cabal of financial and economic leaders have, as it turns out, been working on this same problem. Their biologists have taken advantage of the divergent evolutionary paths between Earth and the Hydra homeworld to pinpoint certain compounds which cause only mild irritation to humans, but are quickly fatal to Hydra cells. Weekly injections into the bloodstream provide effective immunity to the Hydra parasites. It is a crude solution, but an effective one. The manufacturers of the anti-parasite compound, as it turns out, are quite happy to supply us with their prototypes, despite our ideological differences. So long as we are willing to pay their exorbitant price, we will attempt to reverse engineer these compounds, but in the meantime, it seems that some things never change, even under the threat of species-wide extinction. I like that. I always wondered if this is like... I don't know if this is the initiative. I don't think it is. And I don't know why we're also like plugging someone's brain in here. But I think as the Academy, we literally don't actually do it. We just buy it from someone else. All that 30,000 research, I'm not quite sure what we were doing with all that. We're just wasting our time, basically. We just bought it from some rich people. But we have it now. So let us continue. That resistance will unlock more techs, will give us more negatives. And I believe that also gives us like a passive bonus against... I'm never quite sure what that does, the flat one. I think it definitely unlocks more techs, obviously, and advances the story. But it does, I believe, also defend you a little bit. Okay, new organizations. Yeah, we still don't have Crackdown. But Crackdown is not that hard to get. It's kind of frustrating that we don't have Crackdown at this stage, but we'll get it, for sure.
Standing by.
Ready for orders.
Alright, Yen,
Our
publicly
trial is
campaign,
public.
Ready for
Alt,
orders.
investigate,
Where to?
Hydra 15,
Standing by.
Leah Abbott, kill Hydra 15.
I have
His security is very high, so it's quite hard to kill.
Ready.
Which is one of the reasons why we want it gone, because when it has such high security and stuff, now it's got maxed out espionage,
Ready.
maxed out its kind of security and stuff. The only skill it has left that it cares about is persuasion. That's all it cares about now. So that's what we got to avoid. Okay, let's do this alien here as well.
We'll see what they're up to.
And then Sydney, keep advising. We are not advising China at the moment, which is slightly annoying, but you know, we're busy, so we don't have that luxury.
Prepping for mission.
Yep, and they're still doing in full public over
Offering
here,
support.
which
On guard.
is really annoying. Now, one of the things with public mission campaigns, they're doing it in full public, but you're not getting a lot of servant. Why is that? Well, what the campaigns does, it doesn't necessarily move it towards your faction, because it's all kind of like a political spectrum. If a humanity first agent does like improve public order in America, it won't just give humanity first opinion, it will give opinion to basically everyone from the academy. It will move some to the initiative, a few to Project Exodus, so it will kind of slowly move them back across the spectrum. So in a country where we're doing a lot and the servants are doing a lot, the protectorate will get a lot of opinion because they're kind of in between us and the servants. So if you're listening to servant propaganda, then you're also listening to our propaganda. It's quite likely that you'll land somewhere in the middle, and that's kind of what that's trying to represent. That's why there's so much protectorate in China.
I have new information.
Well, one of the reasons anyway. Also protectorate agents, I'm sure. Yeah, that is the last of our neutral ones. They don't like you having unassigned orders
Problem
anymore.
solved. Permanently.
But, you know, you can definitely get away with them. Alien down, yet again. Problem solved permanently. Yeah, but they are called the Hydra
Public
for a
opinion
reason.
is
They will be
moving
back.
in our direction.
Critical success up to 34%. Okay.
Cleaning things up.
We really need the last of the investigate on Alp, because we want to move over to Japan now. So I'm actually, even though I've just been moving stuff around. Oh, more combat. Let's pause a sec and let's take out these two. See, it's annoying. Well, he'll have it back later. Unfortunately. All right, we don't have any money, of course. I completely forgot. I hate not having money. It's so annoying. Let us sorry, China. And I'm sorry, America, but very quickly, I know it hurts our development, it hurts our countries, it's just painful. But also, look how much money we make just from doing this, like, really quickly. And this one isn't even defended, so let's go for that.
Targeting their center of power.
32 there.
At your service.
Let's do 32 with
Your
Leah.
orders. We're taking
Yen.
power.
Oh, she's been discovered by
At your
aliens.
service.
That's a bit worrying when I see that one,
Reporting
because aliens usually have pretty low investigate, but what it also means is that they all have high espionage, so assassinate is really easy for the aliens, so they can actually be really dangerous. So I'm just going to hide her. There's no point in risking it. Yeah, there's no point in risking it. Mauricia, advise China.
Offering support.
Sydney,
Where do
keep
you need?
advising America.
Ready for my mission.
Now, we should actually be able to, I believe. Yeah, we can incorporate Canada, so let's do that as well.
On my way to the capital.
Even though there's no real rush, we might as well do it now. Okay, let's do quantum battery. And you can see we're slowly getting our components, well, as quickly as possible,
Lend
more or
me
less.
my expertise.
Going off the grid.
Offering assistance.
Okay,
will
come on.
report when
Yeah,
my
still at
mission is
90%. They haven't done defend interests here, so they're really vulnerable, which is nice. And the
Prepping for
executive
mission.
is cracked down, so we'll just immediately take the executive. Now Japan is in a war, yeah, in a war with Nigeria. Okay. An alien in America. I don't like them doing missions in America.
We've neutralized them.
Unfortunately, we're quite busy right now. But there might be a really good alien, we're
I
not
will
sure.
report when my mission is complete.
Okay. Thing again, and we have money. So, dataless information. What do you grant? You grant investigate counselor. So let's go to Mauricia. Let's get you that. That will give you investigate counselor again, which I stole from you. Go back to Out and give you these two, or that one at least. That one is enough, yeah. That will give you at 24 and we can do 25 ourselves. Okay, very nice. And yeah, for now it's that. This is quite nice though. 10% materials. But yeah, nothing here really jumps out at me.
Wrapping up here.
But let's continue. Okay, more wars ending,
Mission complete.
which is interesting. And here we go. Canada unification. Close. Oh, it's done this thing. I always... Okay, we'll talk about this in a bit. I don't know why that happened. Especially as America has claims on this province. It shouldn't do that. Well, we're going to have to grab Quebec in a moment anyway. But we have unified Canada into America. So now what that means is that we are using way less of our control cap. This is really odd. I've literally never seen this before. But sometimes when you unify a country into another country, certain areas will declare independence if your like cohesion is low. But theirs cohesion should have been completely fine. This should not have happened. It doesn't really matter. We'll just grab Quebec and bring it back in. Or we'll just invade it. Okay, one more ice sheet collapsing. These kind of continue happening. So as the game goes on, more and more ice sheets collapse, and then that causes more and more kind of, yeah, negative events and stuff, which is bad. It also visually changes the world as well as the sea levels rise, which is kind of cool. And we're vaguely trying to do something about it. As you can see, our sustainability in America is shot down because we incorporated Canada. And our military score has also shot down. So, we're back to doing military to build it back up. Should be pretty quick. Let's lower our spoils. And yeah, that's all good. Now, the Japanese army we got, okay, that's still in Japan. Now with Japan, we'll just leave it as is, and we'll worry about what we're actually going to do with them later.
Ready.
Lee Abbott, please purge the executive.
Targeting the opposition.
Out
Your
for
orders?
this turn.
Acknowledged.
Let's do an investigation on this alien, see if they're any good. 17? I mean, they could be good. They don't seem to be one of the ones we saw before. Let's investigate
On your
alien
way to the target
activity.
site.
Ready.
Let's keep publicly
We'll
campaigning.
make our appeal.
Where to?
Let's do advise China
Offering counsel.
and advise America.
I'm here.
Well, Sydney has been discovered by the servants. Let's hide
Initiating
him.
deep cover.
No point in risking it. Yeah, that's so frustrating. This.
Ready to go.
What's the ob?
Plus we need to grab it, don't we?
Standing by.
Reporting in.
Acknowledged.
At your service. We'll bring this
Yeah, we'll do
nation
it
to
like
our
this.
side.
What's the op? Taking
Oh,
control.
that's it's just annoying. Normally I just invade out of frustration, but I really shouldn't be doing that. It's fine. Okay, we're so close. Molten holds salt heat sinks, and then once we have that, that's everything.
Evading pursuit.
At least for now. That we actually need to build our ships.
We've got some intel in our target.
And then we can focus back on global techs, try and upgrade our ships. So as you can see, like all these techs actually cost quite a bit, but they're just going so fast. Yeah, so green laser cannon is complete. I would actually want the green laser batteries as well. Okay, green laser batteries, let's see if we can get those. Obviously not as important. And once we have all this, let us design our first ship. Pretty exciting. We'll also start building them. Okay, low 250 Bettina orbit. Are they going to bombard me? Doesn't look like they're bombarding me. Okay. That's fair enough. Don't have to bombard me, servants. They might have decided that we're too
Recon complete.
well defended with our double layered defense arrays, because these now have, because of our global techs, These now have the surface-to-orbit green laser cannon, which might be a bit too much for them to handle, so...
We've gained significant support.
Okay, yeah. And we grab Quebec.
We've removed some threats.
We've got our people in place.
Yeah, we've also dropped a lot of cohesion, because as countries get bigger, they require lower and lower stats. So as America is actually struggling right now, let's drop spoils, because that's just going to hurt us. Focus on this stuff up again. Yeah. In fact, right now, because it actually matters, let's drop environment, let's drop knowledge, and let's drop mission control as well. Let's focus on development of America for a little bit. And then with China, let's drop spoils. Let's drop mission control because we're alright for mission control right now. And what should China be doing? Yeah, it's a tricky one with China. Because military we don't really need right now. And I'm worried about if I ever do lose it somehow. If their military is too good, that might be an issue when it comes to America. So that might be an issue. I'm thinking we do... I don't think it really matters. We still need more welfare. Environment is still a nice to have. More knowledge is of course always good. More science. Government score we're slowly working on. I think that's a good idea. And Unity we still desperately need. It might be worth just doing Unity for a little bit, just to like... because we're really having a public order issue in China. It's actually causing us quite a lot of issues in that situation, so yeah, let's do that. Oh look, here's a really good org, Australia. That requires government though. This guy should have government, yeah, because he's an officer, so +2 investigate. +2 investigate for costing 1, really, really, really good. This one grants 15% space science, that's a nice science one. But we're not too worried about science ones for right now. Let's grant a public campaign org, at least while it lasts. Let's get up to 25 investigate. And you can hold on to this for now, although we'll give it to someone else, I'm sure, at some point. Yeah. Let us continue. Right, Sydney, advise America.
Offering assistance.
Leah,
Here.
Keep purging Japanese points.
Terminating the opposition.
Your
Help,
orders.
help with it. How good? Yes, 29. Let's keep going with Japan. 32.
Turning up the heat.
I see it's quite hard. These ones. Why is it so difficult? -43. Free from effect, which should be a research they have. The opposite of the crackdown. 2 from brutal. Defend interest. Popular support. National. So 9 council administrations. So because the initiative is so well established, it's really hard to crack them down. But because we've been dealing with the servants, their points are a lot easier to crack down if we find a servant point, like in Germany. See, it's only 6.3. So it's something that's actually really important is to keep killing enemy councillors to lower their council administration for factions that you really want to get rid of. But of course, we don't really want to declare war on the initiative, so we don't want to be doing that against them. So for now, this kind of has to do. Yeah, this will have to do. So let's do
Targeting
that.
key people.
Where to?
Let's do a public campaign.
I will tell our story.
Let's defend our interests in Japan, and let's also defend our
Securing
interests
our control.
in Quebec
Securing our
as well.
interests.
While Quebec waits to know what to do, I'm just going to put funding on it just for fun. Because we do need more money. It is kind of an issue. Funding isn't great, but we have more than enough boost, and Quebec doesn't need to do anything else. So for now, we'll just do funding. And yeah, until it has also been incorporated into America. Okay, molten salt heat sinks. So let's get the quantum batteries, and then we're basically ready to actually start designing our first ship. Let's slowly start working on these kind of fusion reactors, because reactors unlock engines, so you want to build the reactors to then get the engines that you want. So often if it's something like fusion, we just get it to see everything. This is the 10% mining output. Let's actually do that instead, because we should have probably got that earlier, but that's really, really important.
Offering counsel.
I think we got off the
Protecting our
initiative in trading.
Making things safe for our people.
Okay, very nice.
Laying the groundwork.
Laying the groundwork.
Quantum batteries is our last one. So we'll start on the armor struts, but we don't need them right now. Let's go to ships. Ship designer yet again. Let's zoom out. Go to the ship designer, because when I zoomed in, that's as far as I can tell what caused it to bug out. Seems smooth. Okay, so we've unlocked new ship types. We have the destroyer, which, as you can see here, this shape here, 2 nose points. The monitor has none, and then the frigate only has 1, the same as the gunship. So, nose weapons. 480 centimeter green laser cannon. Now we do still have 2 hull weapons, which we could get some missiles, but we should actually get some smaller lasers for the hull weapons. So in fact, I'm not going to build the ship now. I'm going to wait until we have the green laser batteries, but let's build the rest of the ship design anyway. Ship designer. Best armor, the nanotube, which should have, as you can see, compared to the ones we were using when we were showing it off, 4,000 tons per armor point, 1,000 tons per armor point. So much better. And what we want is, usually I like something like a 40-10-10 can be really good. You can often do like a 40 kind of 8-8, something like this. Let's go to the drive. We want the burner drive with the gas core fission power plant. We want all of the engines possible. Yeah, this might not really be doable. We should, yeah, the best radiator we just unlocked, the best battery, which compared to our old battery has way more capacity. This radiator, which has way less gigawatts per waste heat. This vector thrusters. Quicker rotations. We don't really need quicker rotations. What we do need is a heatsink. So let's do the molten salt heatsink. We don't need the heavy one. And yeah, and then we have 2 utility slots open. See, this is too heavy. Like, we cannot get, even if we do say do this, this will be a very slow ship. I think it's worth it though, even though it's slow. It'll be a lot of fuel as well, just to move around. Can we reduce its weight a little bit? If we make it a little bit less armoured. It's quite low armoured like this. Yeah, and we probably want 2 hull points, and then we have 2 utility slots open. So let's go to research, and let's see what we want to do. But this will probably be our design. For now, it's pretty solid. And this gun should do pretty well, because the guns that are of this level, if you notice in like the armor effectiveness, when you only have the smaller variant, armor effectiveness at 600 kilometer, these just do so much more damage when they're just a little bit bigger. It massively increases the power output, which is why I prefer it on the gunship. So we have these 2 hull points, so let's get more lasers. And one of the reasons why we want more lasers is because these are essentially can also be point defense, because actual point defense is really bad at being point defense because its range is so tiny. If we go to research, something I talked about a little bit ages ago, but I should bring it up again. Let's say we want some point defense. Well, we can get the point defense laser turrets, right? Targeting range 250 kilometers, right? If we get the that's annoying because it's under research. This one, targeting range 600 kilometers. What that means is that when the aliens fire missiles at you, they'll usually fire all their missiles at one ship. With the green laser batteries, essentially all the ships can assist each other by having overlapping fire of point defense by using the basic batteries. And that's what we'll have. We'll have little batteries on all the ships, 2 on each ship, plus the main gun will basically be more than enough point defense than we could ever possibly need, and will essentially kind of make us not immortal to the alien fleet, but like very hard to hit with anything other than their own lasers and stuff. Now, we also want utility modules. Now, armor struts we don't need, because we actually have loads of maximum armor anyway. Repair bay could be nice, but it's very heavy, 700 tons, and it's not really that useful. What else? I mean, the laser engine would be nice, but we don't have that yet. This gives a 10% bonus to fusion drives, but we have a fission drive. I'll say another utility module. I believe, I don't know if there's one for fission, just something like this, which just buffs your engine. Obviously this gives ammo, we don't need ammo. Let's have a look around. Targeting computer. No, we don't need that. We don't need to overcome ECM. We don't do anything that will interact with ECM. There is very little, actually. So for right now, we will actually just leave those slots empty, and that will reduce our weight a little bit. Yeah. So let's not bother with that. Let's just fully focus for now on the green laser batteries so we can build our ships as soon as possible. And we will build our ships. They'll be a little bit slow.
We've moved the needle.
But they're fast enough that they can kind of exist. And hopefully we can try and bring a small fleet of them to Earth. Yep, successful cat down. Good job out.
Progress.
And then Leia will grab the point. Now for Japan, honestly for right now, let's just focus on mission control. Get it up to its cap of 24 for when we incorporate it into China. With these countries that aren't like your main countries, focusing on stuff like mission control, boost is just better because they're more kind of point efficient. Actually, it has half the development points, so it's just the best thing to do. Okay, we got that. Let's just put in. Oh, let's just put in alien technology because we should be doing at least one Xeno thing at a time. Let's focus on supercapacitors, although at this point we're not going to win it, which is slightly irritating. Instead of armor struts, let's put in Pan-Asian Combine. And let us go to ship designer. So the last parts, these ship laser batteries. It's a little bit heavy. That I think is nicer. And we have 38 kps, which is what I like to be about 40. So it means that we can actually move around the solar system pretty easily. We have a lot of propellant tanks, which means that to move that distance, we use a hell of a lot of fuel. So these ships are very fuel inefficient. Like, as you can see, as we have more propellant, you see the water goes up, and that's essentially our fuel. This, for now, is fine. We have to pick a role. I usually just pick like space superiority, which is like strategic range medium, combat range medium. That seems fine. It doesn't really matter these, as long as you don't pick these kind of top ones where they're like transport and stuff. We'll go space superiority, we'll go a gunship, and it needs a name. The Sears. Sure. The Sears design, save. Then we go ship construction. We have all of our shipyards. Waiting ships. And only 2, we have Yuglok E and Cervantes. And let's build up our fleet. Build 2 at each for now. And yeah, together that will be a pretty large fleet that should be able to hold its own reasonably well.
Our
I say
associates are
reasonably
now in
because
charge.
the weapons are a little bit weak. We really do need arc lasers. Basic lasers can only do so much. They are nowhere near equivalent to an alien ship, but if they kind of outnumber the aliens, they should be able to more or less overwhelm them and demolish them.
Ready for my mission.
Okay, Saudi Arabia and Japan have ended their alliance. Blah blah blah. It's the initiative are ending their alliances with me, which is slightly annoying. Let's end our rivalry with China, with Japan. Probably should have done that earlier. Doesn't really matter. Okay, Alp can also crack down the last point.
Applying pressure on their people.
Ready for my mission.
And for now, let's put 1 point into Unity.
Ready for orders.
Via Abbott, help.
Removing our enemies.
Acknowledged.
So, the Ministry of State Security is here. This gives crackdown. And we also have the FBI, which also gives crackdown. So, this is interesting. What do we get? Do we get the FBI or the Ministry of State Security? Part of me would like both. I love the Ministry of State Security because it also gives loads of administration, and it also gives +3 espionage, which is important for a crackdowner. This also gives +2. So I would like to have both. Though he already has too much administration, but then we also have Perseus products, which is +3 administration for 2, which is kind of a waste. So let's get rid of Perseus products. That puts you on 20. If you get this, you're 1 over, and then we'll grab this. Unfortunately, it costs so much money to have all these like really fancy orgs and stuff, but it puts you up to 20 investigate with all the missions you need. So let's grab this +2 as well. And all of a sudden, you're now a 22 investigate counselor, and that is beautiful. With both the FBI and the Ministry of State Security, that's kind of beautiful, to be honest.
Ready to go.
Although at some point we'll probably drop one of them or both of them,
Lending my expertise.
but not for a little while. Okay. I mean, Quebec can at least ally China so it doesn't get invaded by someone, because it can't ally America just yet.
Ready for orders.
Standing by for orders.
Daframal. Go to ground. You've been discovered by the servants.
Ready for my
Yen
mission.
publicly campaign, and then Marisia Madrini, you just keep advising
I will
China. Okay, confirm. Alien fleet attacking the Daring. The Daring did not win. It's good that the AI are building so much though. And I wonder what their servants will pick. If we're lucky, they'll pick arc lasers,
Going into hiding.
because they'll recognize it as a really important ship tech that we now have unlocked in a way they wouldn't recognize supercapacitors, because I don't know if the AI actually understand the concept of building up towards better techs. Let's see, either way we need to grab a
Public sentiment is
a
increasing
global
with
tech
this.
again, which is a little bit frustrating. Have to fight this little global tech war again. More megafauna. There are so many megafauna in the world right now. Oh, frustrating! Don't have any money to do this. This is like a permanent buff event, but because we don't have any money, we can't get the permanent buff. So we'll be forever without it for the rest of the game. We can do like 2% knowledge, 2% economy, 2% military, and it's quite nice, but we don't have it, so
Targets
we'll just
lost.
move on. And that's sad. But yeah, this money situation is slightly annoying. Usually I like to have some kind of thing in low Earth orbit, but we'll try. We'll see if we're allowed. If it can get finished with no one blowing it up, we can then sell resources on Earth, and that can give us a ton of money.
The opposition remains in power.
Nope, we failed Japan again. Oh, we have a army in... Yeah, the Japanese army's gonna go home. Army go home. Yeah, and we also need to rename this to It's no longer Canada. This is America 7. And then this one is America 8. Yep, so they're ending our alliances. This army needs to just leave. There's no point to invade Nigeria. Okay, let's advise. But are we? What wars are we in with Japan? We're only in one, so let's end
What's
that.
the op?
Let's end that
At
war,
your
please.
service. Time to make our move.
Your orders.
Yep, can't do that yet. Yeah, so on 6th April we can ally Quebec, and then we have to wait again to then do a federation, and then we have to wait again to...
Ready to go.
Ah, it's frustrating we have to do that. It's just one of those things.
What's
It
the
always
op?
takes a bit of time to kind of unify up the countries, unless you're willing to go around invading all your people. But I don't really want to do that. Partially because
Making our case.
it damages the country you're invading, stuff like that. But also, it's just not really within spirit of the academy, you know. We're about, you know, peace and diplomacy. So we should diplomatically
Offering counsel.
bring all the countries together, not just conquer them all outright. At least in my head.
It's not about who has the biggest gun.
Supercapacitors, what have we got? Trans interface warfare. I like 0.5 military, don't get me wrong, but that's not really the one we're looking for. Right, let's try and get guerrilla warfare finally after so long.
Offering counsel.
But we'll focus on this anyway, just to get a new global tech so we can get out of phases. Alien megafauna is going to leave Germany. I have no idea where it's going to go, but it will go somewhere. Probably Poland, based on where it's going.
The people will come to our side.
So good luck with that. Yeah, having Japan is nice. So much mission control and stuff in Japan, which is really nice. More battles. The initiative are not winning this one by the looks of it. Very long battle there. There we go.
Policy direction complete.
Okay, Japan seek peace with Nigeria.
Wrapping up here.
Depart. This army is really struggling to go home. It's gone on holiday to the Canary Islands. Please just return. Japan also has 3 armies and only 1 navy. It doesn't need the other 2 armies, so we will probably disband army once we are able to. More megafauna, annoying.
Our people have taken
Or
control.
those people. The megafauna situation is really out of hand around the world right now. AI used to take care of it a lot, but I guess in the most recent video, they've stopped taking care of it in the same way they used to. Okay, well, I mean, that's our last. Yeah. Our last crackdown, so let's get back to invading.
I'm here.
These armies, please try and come home. Yeah, and that is the last of the Japanese armies. So, you have Japan 1, Japan 2, and then Japan 3, which should be the one we will try and delete. Because it doesn't have a navy, so it doesn't really have any purpose. Just a waste of resources. So yeah. Let us do that, if we're allowed to. As Belgium also breaks its alliance with
Offering
us.
assistance.
Reporting.
Advise
Where do you need me?
America.
What's the op?
In fact, you with your high investigate skill can now also investigate this councillor. And we need multiple investigations on the alien, so we can just do multiple
What's
ourselves.
the op?
Just so nice having 2 investigators. Really speeds things up.
Securing our interests.
I'm here.
Okay, and we also wanted to invade Micronesia, I believe. They've allied Russia and India to try and stop me. I will do that later. Okay. Yen
I will help
advise China.
at your service.
Leah can... What should Leah do? Leah does not have much to do a lot parts of this game. Let's just keep surveilling.
Initiating recon.
See if we can find more aliens. See what they're up to.
Lending my expertise.
Setting a watch.
No one has blown up our little low Earth orbit
Making
station
things
yet,
safe for our
which
people.
is quite nice. Okay, guerrilla warfare. Yeah, United North America, that's something we definitely want. Let's do their purpose as well. Although I'm kind of leaving this middle spot for the alien tech. What else should we be looking for? Let's do the fusion reactor actually. Let's start working on these reactors. See if we can get some better engines, which should enable us to use better ships. Or bigger ships, because they'll just be more efficient.
Person of interest surveilled.
How close are we on our first ship constructed? 85 days. It's still going to take a while. This is why I like to have loads of shipyards. It just takes ages to build ships. Freedom fighters, really, really good. That's why we did guerrilla unrest in the first place, so we can try and bring a bit of... We can make breakaway nations. Yeah, Alpha 28 is an absolute baby. This is what I mean when I say baby alien. Like, he's barely even woken up, you know? So we don't need to kill him because it will just be replaced by someone exactly the same. Let's get laser engines actually. Because that's actually, we have the free slots and it will help. So yeah, let's get laser engines. And as we are doing laser engines, the new ships that to be constructed will need the laser engines. So let's cancel all the ships that are not the ones we're actively building. There we go. Ending our alliances still. That's fine. Slightly rude, but it doesn't really matter. Yeah, build up that mission control. And once that's maxed, we'll probably either do boost or funding. That spoils China a little bit. And drop the unity. There we go.
Acknowledged.
Sydney, advise America.
Standing by for orders.
Standing by.
Maristia and Greeny. Well, there's not much point in killing that alien, so we'll just leave him. Now we do also have a slot for another agent in another faction, so we could see if we can go about doing the Protectorate. Or we could try and look at Exodus, because Exodus are doing really well. Usually it would be the Protectorate. I mean, the Protectorate are doing very well on Earth. Complicated decisions. Let's keep investigating for xenofauna and stuff.
Ready.
Daframal fight off the xenofauna that we've
Standing by.
got
for
in our
orders.
country.
Gear up.
And let's see if we can find some aliens that are maybe not
My mission.
such babies. And we can attack those ones.
Ready to go.
The much more experienced aliens.
Where to?
Leah Abbott, just stabilize
We'll restore peace to
Kazakhstan
this nation.
for XP. Yeah, we haven't got the United States of North America because of Quebec. It hasn't
Sitting a watch.
changed the name, which is slightly weird.
Lending my expertise.
Initiating surveillance.
We're just the United States of America still, which is a little bit sad. We still have so many days before the ships are actually completed.
Tell me your orders.
Violence is abating.
Yeah, these sevenths are still like struggling. Smuggling ring, one of these more annoying events. And because we have high investigate and high administration, we can kind of see if we do this, it reduces our boost, but we're not improving boost anywhere anyway, so let's just do that. We found nothing. Okay. It doesn't really matter. We lose boost. Oh well. Or investments to boost, rather, which we're not doing any of anyway. The reason why they were ending is because the resistance has taken control of Russia. That's actually really, really nice. That's actually really good. So yeah, Russia is now resistance, which means that
The LZ is secure.
it will be much more likely to actually fight aliens and stuff if their armies land on Earth, that kind of thing, which will be really, really nice for us. Also mean people stop invading humanity first and stuff all the time. Yep, so laser engine is complete. So if we go back to our ship design, go to the series, and we'll go here, upgrade ship, and then we can go to utility. We can grab the laser engine. We can do 2 of them, to be honest. So yeah, we can save. So now we have the series block 2, which is like the upgraded version of the series. And so yeah, we should now fully, when you upgrade ships, when you're like changing them fundamentally, like you change their engine and stuff, it won't let you. But if it's just adding a little utility module and stuff, once these are built, we can just immediately upgrade them to include the laser engines. We should just improve their damage output a little bit, which is what we want. Hey, out.
By.
Keep surveilling in this spot
Oh,
to
no,
catch
no,
aliens here or here, which is where they
Ready
seem
for
to hang
orders.
out. Check the marketplace. Nothing really. Not that we have the money for it anyway. Frustratingly. Yeah, frustratingly we're really struggling for money. We earn an average of 91.9 per day from spoils, which is just from our 14% spoils in China. Yeah, money is an issue right now, but usually I can just be in debt, it doesn't really matter. But we might as well just let ourselves go into massive debt at this point. Even if we're in debt, it's not the end of the world. We don't need military, I don't know why I'm doing that. Let's do... What should we do with China? For China right now, let's do welfare. And see if that can
Ready for orders.
help it with its cohesion issues. It does have a little bit of cohesion issue at 3.7. Welfare might help it along a little bit. Might be a little bit useful there.
We'll make things safe.
Leah Abbott, keep leveling
Ready to
up.
go.
Daphne, keep fighting Xenofauna.
Where to?
Advise China. Advise... Oh, you've been discovered by the servants.
Ready for
Hide you.
At your service.
Where to?
Reporting in.
So,
Reporting in.
Mauricia can do Advise America, and then
Ready to go.
Leah Abbott
Where do you
can do Advise China.
Standing
Okay.
by. Offering support.
Offering counsel.
Perfect. Okay. Defend interests for
Going off the grid.
his servants.
Offering assistance.
We're kind of in a
Initiating recall.
slightly...
I will help them.
Well, we're kind of just waiting to see what the aliens do. So far they have
Offering
completely
assistance.
avoided us, and more importantly, this has actually been built. So we have it there, so we can actually start selling. So let's begin selling. Let's do 28k to begin with. There we go. So we sold a little bit of our stockpile, but now we're filthy rich again. And we don't need to worry about all the spoil stuff hurting our countries. Very, very nice. Okay. Yeah, let's see if we can do some... So this is an energy org. How are we doing on stuff? You have... You maybe have space. If we get rid of something like Libra Associates. Yeah, let's get rid of that. Let's grab you an energy org. I mean, Yen still needs more persuasion, but we'll just do that. There we go. Sell that. Slowly improving our science with our councillors over time. Energy is still really, really important, so yeah, we will do that. Yeah, these surface to orbit defenses, unless they've been buffed in the last update, are just not worth it. Because all they do is prevent nukes, but we shouldn't be getting nuked anyway. Okay, nanofactories finally completed on Mars. That will help our money a little bit, because nanofactories actually produce money, which is why they can be quite nice, even though they're in a way kind of a wasted spot. They do produce a little bit of money, which does help. Okay, returned abductees in China. We'll have a look at this alien here. See if they are still a low level or if they're getting on a bit. Well, 2 aliens in that same spot. And another alien in this province as well. Okay, 3 aliens discovered in one turn. Too many aliens discovered in one turn, honestly. Are the other armors? I think I understand it, so we don't need these. Let's get rid of those. Same with this nanotube filament radiator. That's worse than our other one. We don't need the lithium sulfur battery. Let's do the mobile space science lab because we can get this project, which I believe gives us bone. Oh, that's the one we just did actually. Let's do solar streamers in case things get blown up. Okay, and more battles, more space battles. Aliens are very busy. Okay, another long battle there. It's over. What I was going to do is... Now, is there any... I think global tech is what we want to focus on now, so I'm just going to do this. Panasian Combine will be nice, but we're not really in any rush for it. Especially after Quebec here has kind of slowed us down, in my opinion. Yeah, so we should be able to declare war on Micronesia now. So we should do that this turn. Okay, new turn. Leah Abbott. Oh, there are so many choices of aliens what to go for. So, 19, 18, 16. There are also low-level councillors just hanging out in this province as well. For some reason, I have no idea why. Let's go with the 18 for you.
Your orders?
We'll avoid the 16, and then you go with the 19, and we'll see if we can get anything good there.
What's the op?
Leah, keep advising China.
What's the op?
Daframal, keep taking out the xenofauna.
Heading to the LZ.
I'm here.
Yen, investigate alien
At your
activities.
service. On the way to the target site.
Sydney, keep advising.
Ready for my mission.
Okay. Confirm, how close are we with our ships? 45 days. Okay, pretty soon then. Oh, and Thierry Un has actually cancelled. I think this is a good place to end the episode. we're pretty close to the Navy, which will be exciting. We'll see if we can fight some aliens with it. The aliens have more or less avoided us. They blew up one of our shipyards around Mars, and they blew up another thing as well, but they've let us sell resources, so we have money again. Our mission control is looking good, and yeah, our councillors are looking good, and our sixth councillor
Prepping for
is
mission.
really popping off with his insane orgs and stuff. He's really good right now. He's building up so fast. And in fact, we can even get this: +1 investigate, +1 espionage. Turkish organization. We don't have a Turkish councillor though. How come we can get the Turkish? Oh, Alp is Turkish, of course. I forgot Alp was Turkish. Yeah, so we can get that as well. That's nice. And yeah, but that will be the episode with hiring this. I'll see you next time.